More than 300 wildfires are burning across our province. After a volatile weekend, that's hundreds more people told to leave their homes. Let's bring in the CBC's Liam Britton, who is watching the fire situation closely. Liam, bring us the latest.
Well, yeah, Dan, now we're up to 17 evacuation orders and 22 alerts in place across the province right now. Those numbers have changed through the day, forcing people to leave their homes. What's more, the weather this week is also causing some concern. Over the weekend, dozens more wildfires flared up in BC, and hundreds more people under orders to evacuate. Like Julia Mackey, who runs a theatre in the arts-focused community of Wells.
Everyone's been incredibly kind, and we've been receiving messages from across the country. And yeah, of course, as everyone who's been through this and the whole country knows, this is a very stressful time.
The Antler Creek fire threatens Wells and several other Caribou communities, like the historic gold rush town of Barkerville. Staff had to hurry a few dozen visitors away from the Living Museum.
If we lost a place like Barkerville, there would be a huge gap in the tourism industry and the heritage industry. And there's a lot of people who just love this place. I've worked at Barkerville for 18 years, and the thought of losing it is unimaginable.
Antler Creek is one of 4 current fires of note, meaning fires that are highly visible or a possible public safety threat. It's burning out of control, and that's led some people to evacuate to Quesnel.
We have always known that we're a completely strong community where we help each other, and we may not speak to somebody on the street when we go by, but if they need help, we're there and doing that. And you just see all of that here.
In the central interior, some residents of Williams Lake briefly evacuated Sunday when a fire erupted in an industrial area.
I have never seen this kind of aggressive fire.
The city's Emergency Operations Center says the blaze was sparked after a tree fell on power lines. Evacuation alerts, a local state of emergency, and water and access restrictions remain in place there.
Thank God, no, keeping my finger crossed, no human loss or anything, but there was some structural damage.
A spokesperson for the Wildfire Service calls Monday's conditions unsettled.
So today we're looking very windy and unsettled across British Columbia. It's still hot and dry in the south.
The emergency minister says there are supports for evacuees and is urging them to register online. She adds more help is coming as fires spark.
Anticipating to receive wildfire assets and crews from Alaska, Yukon, Ontario, Nova Scotia. We've received some from Australia and New Zealand, and incredibly grateful to all of our partners for pulling together on this.
Environment Canada has heat warnings in place for much of inland BC and watches for severe thunderstorms, which are believed responsible for over 80% of this year's wildfires. Now, we've also had confirmation that Sook Park Potholes Park is now closed because of wildfire activity. That park, if you're not familiar with it, it's a pretty popular spot on Vancouver Island, west of Victoria off Highway 14. The mayor tells CBC News the fire is contained, though, and there is no risk to the wider community at this point. But it is windy, so the campground is being evacuated, and the park will be closed until further notice. Dan?
The CBC's Liam Britton reporting for us. Liam, thanks very much.